Welcome to PushMowerRepair.com. Today we're going to go over how to repair a leaky carburetor in a Victa lawnmower. Okay, the tools you'll need for this video is a Phillips head screwdriver, some fuel line if you need to replace yours, and a Victa carburetor service kit if you need to replace some parts in your carburetor. We'll also need some WD-40 or Nifty or anything to clean the parts in your carburetor. Okay, so you can see here that it's leaking quite a lot out of the primer and out of the bottom. And so we're going to take this plate off and fix it, but to stop it leaking first we're going to turn off the fuel. Then we're going to undo this screw. We're going to take out that. Undo the fuel hose. Now we're going to remove this faceplate, flip it up this way so we don't lose any parts. We've got the float, and there's a little needle that we have to be careful not to lose. Then you've got the faceplate and this rubber seal. And so we're going to gently get this seal off. Place it aside, and you can see all the dirt built up, and there's even some here. It's a bit hard to see. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean all this dirt. We're going to clean and scrape carefully where the seal has to go. We're also going to clean out this hole and clean the rest of the carburetor components, especially this part here. Where this mesh is, there's actually a hole. And so we've got to make sure that's clean so that petrol can flow through it. Once we clean all those, we're going to put it back together. Okay, now we've cleaned the parts. We've cleaned this so that we can see through the hole under the mesh. We've cleaned all around here in the fuel line entrance and around the back. We've carefully cleaned the float and the jet and the seal. And we've cleaned here. You can see where the seal's meant to go, this rib here, we've cleaned all around that as well. And so we're going to put it back together now. We'll see if that's fixed our problem. Okay, so you can just put the seal on your faceplate. You get your needle and you put it in with the pointy end in the second hole. Then you get your float, and you clip it in, just like that. You need to hold your float, put that in there. Then you want to put your screw in the middle. You want to make sure that the line up the top that's hard to see, it says make sure this line is horizontal. And that means that the primer is horizontal, not the other way, otherwise it will definitely leak. And then after a few turns it should be tight. We'll put our fuel line on and we'll see if we've solved that problem. Okay, so as you can see, after we've cleaned it, there's no leak occurring at all out of the primer or underneath, and so that's all fixed. However, if you leak from the bottom of the faceplate, it's due to this rubber seal. Okay, the first seal we have here is broken, and obviously we know that's not going to work. But this one's quite dry, and if you feel yours and it's dry, and if you look at it really close, you probably can't see it in the video, but if you look really close, this one has hundreds of little cracks. And so that seal's not going to seal, and so you'll have to replace the seal. And that comes in the carburetor service kit that we sell on the website. Also, if petrol is coming out of the primer and flowing just out of the primer, then you need to replace the float and the needle, and that also comes in the carburetor service kit on the website. And then if you've got another leak, the only other leak you get is from the fuel hose, and it leaks from just under the fuel hose down, and so that just means you haven't cleaned it well enough, or maybe your fuel line's old and stiff and you'll have to get some new fuel line. That's also available on the website. I hope this has fixed your leaky carburetor problem.